Hi, I am Mark Greenstein of Ivy Bound. I and my fellow tutors at Ivy Bound help typically 400 to 500 students a year excel on the entrance exams for college. Well, the SAT, which is for us the main entrance exam, it's not true nationwide. It is changing, and I want to preview for kids what the 2024 SAT will look like, and it's not much different. Okay, the content is almost the same as you've been seeing for the last 6 years. We only know what the College Board announces to us, and to some extent what international students report from their tests, because they have a digital test now, 2023. This is kind of the rollout, international first, US second. So things can change. But as of now, very little in terms of content. Math looks to be exactly the same. Verbal will reduce its reading length significantly. Passages are not going to be long and contain 10 or 11 questions. It looks like passages are just going to be one paragraph, two at most, and contain one question per read. So the skills needed to do well on that kind of reading, we already teach. Students who use Ivy Bound in 2023 are learning effectively for the 2024 reading, as well as the other things that look to stay the same, the grammar and the math. The scoring is going to be the same. It's on the 200 to 800 basis for both math and verbal, so 1,600 total points. It will be, starting in March 2024, computer adaptive. That means that after a length of time where everybody is given the same questions, 30 verbal questions perhaps, the next somewhere between 20 and 50 more questions are going to be individualized, served up to each student's computer individually based on how well that student did on the first 30 questions. And as it continues, how well the student does on the next few questions. More right in a row means harder questions to follow. A few wrong means easier questions to follow. The test actually stops at different points for different students, because once enough questions have been answered right and wrong, the computer can pinpoint a score. There's the student's verbal score. Student is done. Math will then come next in the same fashion. 30 questions, we're still not sure how many, and then the individualized serve up that is adaptive. Adaptive means a student who gets one, maybe even two wrong in the early going could still end up with a top score, a 790 or an 800, because the SAT can gauge that those are the only two errors and maybe nobody else gets perfect scores. So the best score out there is one, maybe two errors. We don't know how that's going to play out. All I'm saying is the adaptivity is probably fair, but it's certainly not standardized. No two people are going to see the exact same series of questions. The questions get served up from a big bank of questions, and because of the past rights and wrongs that students nationwide have answered on those questions, the SAT can deliver a level of difficulty. So it's a valid score achieved in a different way, digital. I will have the strategy that we ask our students to put into play for this changed SAT. That's on the next video.